they're focused right now on what they want to get done, and that's the most important thing. We know, that we want to be playing our best football down the stretch, and that's it. And I think these guys embrace it, man. They want to bring it every day, and we're chasing history, here at Ohio State, and they know that. So that was the vision early on in the season, and then the challenge is to focus every week on being your best and being the hardest playing team in the country and getting our job done. So. That's what these guys are doing. Different group, different dynamic, and different coaching staff, different chemistry. Just everything about it's different. So, and that's what I said to the guys the other day. Again, we're writing a different story right now, and we're in control of that. And that's what's great about being at Ohio State. You're in control of what's going on, and that's it. That's what we're going to focus on, what we can control, and then the rest of it is just noise, and we have to stay focused this time of season. He's had a full week of practice. Yeah.
Right next door.
Brian, through all the your defense gets, and obviously the talent you have on there, maybe Jalen McClain's not a guy who makes any potential for the job in time. You're still very good in his football career. What has impressed you about his stability throughout the season? His first 4 years.
Yeah, well, his play, he's physical. You can feel his presence when he's out there. We say it all the time. You got to be felt when you're on the field with your physicality and the way you play, and that's the way he is. And I think he feeds off of Caleb. He's watched Caleb, and they work together. They communicate well. He's playing good football. Plays on special teams, and he's a smart player. Good ball skills. All of the above. So he's a major part of our defense, and somebody that maybe. Again, wasn't a household name coming into the season, but is one now.
Doug, go ahead.
Ryan, how have Carnell and Jeremiah made a few weeks so far?
Yeah, they're working hard to get back on the field, and that's it. I mean, that's what they're focused on, and I don't really have much more of an update other than that.
And right in front, Joey. Spencer.
I know you talked about it a little bit yesterday, but this week being what it is before what next week is, you talked about how mature this group is for how young they are. Is this week kind of the ultimate test of that maturity to see how they act before next week happens?
I mean, every week is a test, and how we master each week in terms of our process is what we're looking for. And it's easy to lose focus on what's going on right now when throughout the season there's different things that can drift you away from what needs to be where all your energy needs to be, and that's it. So that's what we're going to do this week, and that's been a message all along, and it's not going to change next week either. It's from Sunday all the way till we play the game and the foot hits the ball. We got to be focused on our opponent, and that's what it's going to come down to in the end. So every game we got to take care of the football. Every game we got to tackle well. Every game we got to block. Every game we got to win the X-play battle. Everything that comes with these games. So. But this time of year, certainly it's easy to lose focus, and we can't do that. And I think for the most part we've done that this season, but we have to continue to do that, and that's it. As the noise gets louder, we have to continue to stay focused on our individual jobs, whether it's coaches or players, making sure that we're doing our part as a team to help us reach our goals, and that's it. The rest of it is stuff that we can't control or stuff that doesn't matter.
Way in the back, Kellyanne.
Coach Tate, guys like Brace and Rutgers, Rams stepping up last Saturday. How would you set that play?
Well, there was good things there, and we need everybody to step up this time of year in terms of depth. There was definitely, you guys saw good plays out there, and but there was things now that are on film that they can grow from, and then get back back to work, and guys trust them when they get on the field. That's important. So there's definitely good things there, and they're going to have opportunities again this weekend.
Time for two more. We'll go to Steve.
I don't think we've asked you about CJ, who also didn't play on Saturday. How's he looked the last couple days of practice?
Good. He's strong and had a good day of practice today.
And then we'll wrap it up with Tim.
Yeah, Brian, do you give you and your coaching staff credit for sticking with the run game? I mean, sometimes I would think that might be hard to do, but the way it has blossomed, I know you're going to face tougher defenses down the road, perhaps, but what is just your take on how y'all stuck with it and let this thing develop?
Well, it takes work, and there's a lot that goes with it. There's the offensive line and finding the right schemes that fit what they do, and then there's the running backs, seeing it and hitting it and feeling it, and the tight ends are involved, the wide receiver. I mean, everybody's involved with it, so it's not just something that you do once in a while. I mean, you gotta major in it, and that's how you control the game. So we're always looking for balance, but the run game is something you got to pound on every day.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
How we doing?
This team hasn't had a close game since the opener. Every other team in the country has had close calls. You guys haven't. Is that? I mean, obviously that's a good thing. You want to blow out everybody. Is there any concern on your part for the teams that haven't really been tested? You haven't had to fight back from behind, all that kind of stuff, and obviously big tests are ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've played some good teams. I think we've been in some hard moments. I think at times we might make it look easy because I think we're doing what we're supposed to do. So we say every game's about us. So that's what it is. I mean, it's not based on how talented their team is. It's how well do we execute. How well are we? How hard are we playing? How physical are we playing? And stuff like that. Obviously we know we're going to play better teams as the longer the season goes. So you just got to understand that. Just make sure you're staying on top of your stuff and staying diligent with what you're doing. I think Coach Tate does a great job with that.
Going off the last game in Michigan,
Man, it means a lot to me. I think the past 4 years flew by. So just trying to, take in each and every moment.
Sonny, when you think about the senior class, what do you want you guys to be remembered by?
Man, I think just a bunch of, bigger than football players. I think good men, good teammates. I think a lot of guys on this team are going to end up being great fathers, great husbands, and stuff like that. And obviously, you want to be remembered as national champions. Hopefully, we can, achieve all of our goals this year and be the first team in Ohio State history to be back-to-back. But I think it's bigger than football, and I think a lot of other guys will say the same thing.
Buddy, how is it going to go this senior day with your brother, Lorenzo?
Oh, it's awesome. Got a lot of family coming for this game. So it's gonna be a super cool moment. Just taking it all in and just trying to make the most of it.
So Sonny Styles in the open field was as good as Lorenzo Styles in the open field.
Oh yeah, he's a lot faster than me. So
You had to hear about that. How excited were you for him?
man, I was super excited for him because I know he's been waiting on that moment. He's kind of been in and out of the lineup at a returner. So he's been waiting for his chance, and he got it. And he made the most of it. I was super excited for him.
Kind of circling back to the question that Bill asked earlier, does it, I mean, obviously you guys are going to attack the same way, you're chasing history, all of that, but does it feel any different last year to this year, where last year you had that loss to Oregon midway through the season, you were kind of battling some adversity, whereas this year you've been, number one team in the country through most of the year, dominating everyone here recently?
Yeah, I mean, I think this year we're so hard on ourselves, and we're so nitpicky with each game, whether if we win by 40 or win by 20, 15, whatever it is. I think we're so nitpicky with every little detail of the game. So I think we're staying on top of our stuff, and we're ready for the hard games. Yeah, I think he's a wonderful teacher of the game. So I think it's bigger than scheme. He's able to help us understand football in general. And, the way he's teaching the scheme and, understanding concepts and stuff like that, we're able to adapt it and, do a lot of different variations because we understand all the different concepts.
Is that something you saw very early on? I mean, he's an NFL guy, but maybe what did you see early on that made you think, we can
I just think the way it just felt so easy to learn when he first came in. And I think the way he was teaching it was so easy, and I could see other guys picking up on it. And then also just the way he was teaching the game, I could tell guys were going to get smarter being under him.
What about you and your brother? What binds you guys more than football? Outside of football, what brings you guys together? Obviously, your brothers, but beyond those.
Oh man, I mean everything. There's whether it be just chatting it up about football, whether it be video games, just hanging out together. We do everything together. So.
What'd you guys do together today? Besides practice football.
Sometimes just sitting in the locker room, just chopping it up, talking about life, talking about anything. Yes, sir.
Sonny, Coach Tate talks about all the time about how you guys don't let distractions kind of throw you off. How do you guys do that? I mean, you always always hear about that. There's so much going on around college-age kids in sports. How do you guys kind of filter all that stuff out?
Man, I think Coach Day is a great, awesome leader. So he helps guys stay locked in, and I think when you come here, you're the kind of person that's focused, and you're intentional and wanting to achieve goals. And I think you got to be focused. You want to be the best in the world because there's a lot of great teams out there. There's a lot of great players out there. A lot of great coaches out there. So if you're not focused and you cut corners, somebody's gonna get you.
So does that mean limited social media?
To each.
Just have to know how to handle it.
Yeah, I think it's just some guys might do no social media. Some guys it doesn't really affect them. It just depends on who it is.
Does the goal?
Yeah, no doubt. I think we have a lot of goals ahead of us. We want to beat the team up north, obviously. We want to get to Indy. No one's been to Indy. No one's beat the team up north. No one here has been a back-to-back national champion. So there's a lot of goals to achieve here. And, obviously the big one that's coming up. But guys are just focused. We know there's a lot of other good teams out there. We know that, like I said, if you cut corners, somebody's going to get you. And they might not get you now, but they're going to get you later.
What have you seen from Rutgers?
They're a very physical team. I think their running back's really good. He runs the ball really hard. I think they got some very talented receivers on the outside. You see them throw the ball up, make some pretty crazy plays downfield. So they're an impressive team.
Two more questions.
Yeah, he's experienced. You see him kind of look to the field, come back, or look to the boundary, come back to the field, stuff like that, looking off the high safety. So he does a great job.
Last question.
Changing positions and what you did. How happy are you now about that? How long did that go? I feel like that was
Yeah, super excited about it. I think I made the right decision. I think coming into college, I figured I was going to play linebacker eventually. I came in at about 6'4", 220, so I knew safety was only going to last for so long. But I'm super happy about it, and I'm glad that I did play safety for my first 2 years. I think it helped me as a player. Yeah, I think it was awesome. I think at Notre Dame, he was a solid wide receiver, but I think I think he's happy he made the switch, and I think he's going to end up being an even better player for it.
Sonny, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good.
You guys take it easy.
Appreciate it.
We'll bring it in 9. What has it done for you?
It's definitely a confidence booster. It's good to see the ball go in. It's kind of like a shooter in basketball. When you start seeing the threes fall, they all seem to go in at some point. So, it's been good. I think Coach Day sees the body of work that I put in over the 4 years that I've been here. Been here a long time, been kicking here for a long time. He's seen a lot of what I've done, so I think that helps, obviously, with his confidence in me. So I wouldn't say that it's affected it as much because he's seen me do it a ton throughout my career here.
how good does it feel to, I'm assuming, be physically healthy?
It feels great. Yeah, I think the best form that I've had in my career, to be honest with you, has been over these past couple games. Been feeling really good, really healthy.
I know you were focused on Rutgers, I get
Mhm.
it, but I'll just look ahead. How sweet would it be to have an important kick, game-winning kick against Michigan next week?
That's what you play ball for.
Have you thought about that already?
Of course. Yeah, have dreams about it. Of course. Every kicker dreams of that moment, and to have a game like I did last year, to be able to come back this year and turn the tables and flip the script would be a dream come true.
You guys have a long way to go, but so far, is it not about as well as you could have expected this year? 13 to 15 field goals, I believe perfect on point after touchdowns. You're kicking off well. Is it going about as well as you could expect?
No, you want to make all your kicks, obviously. That's the expectation playing here. And it seems funny, but it's real. Everybody expects you. You're at Ohio State. You should be the best kicker in the country. You should make every kick. So I live with that personal expectation for myself as well.
Jaden, how have you seen this team focus on Rutgers and not the next game this week? Has it been?
Yeah, I think we're all extremely focused. We know that it's another game that we have to play, and it's somebody in our way to get to Indy. We want to get to Indy. We haven't been to Indy since I've been here, and that's a huge part of our goals, right? That's one of our main goals is to get to Indy and win. So that I wouldn't say we're overlooking them at all.
What are the emotions like for you of this being senior day?
Kind of sweet, but kind of sad at the same time, Playing at the Shoe is a really special place to play. Playing in front of all those fans is really special to me, and built quite the connection with it. So it'll be a cool but sad day.
How do you want your guys' class to be remembered?
National champions, and we want to go and we want to do it our own way. We had the guys last year; they were fantastic, great people, showed us how to do it. Now it's our turn to go win it as seniors again. So.
Feel different this year as a senior chasing that championship?
definitely more of a leadership role. I feel like guys look to me more because there's not as many of those vet guys. You know, big moments, they're looking at me. You know, I need to go out there and do my job and show them that, hey, we can all do this together. This is a team game, and we're going to go win.
And this is out of left field, but you had this discussion with somebody. How would you feel if they moved the extra point kick back to like distance?
I think a lot more kickers would miss. That's kind of what you've seen in the league, but I don't think it would affect me as much. I think, you know, those straight down the middle kicks are very easy for me. My percentage is really good in practice on those, so I don't think it would affect me as much as other people, but it would definitely make the games more interesting. No. I missed one against Purdue 2 years ago. So.
Obviously, I mean, the game-winning kick against Notre Dame, national championship. How big was that for your confidence heading into this year?
Huge. I think I spoke about it in the spring, about how I felt 10 times more confident than I did the year previous in the spring, and that had a huge part to do with it, because if I can do it there, there's nowhere, no place, nobody saying anything to me, no condition that will affect me to where I couldn't do that again.
You guys all seem very hungry. We've seen teams win national championships here. The next year, they're kind of hungry, but you guys seem very hungry. Talk about putting that, being proud of that. Being proud of that, but putting that behind you, still being hungry.
Yeah, it's partially, yeah, that's great, we did that, but that's not the end of our story. That's not who this senior class is. We want to write our own version of that story, and we want to be able to say that we did it twice. So we come in with that mindset every single day of work, job's not finished, got to keep going. Yeah. There's a lot, man. Sometimes it's a lot of fun, sometimes it's not. You know, we played on this past Saturday. It was raining, it was windy, it was everything that November brings, right? You're playing in the Big Ten, so to be able to deal with that is huge, and that's what pregame warm-ups are for. You got to see what the wind's doing. You hit different kinds of balls each way and kind of trying to figure out how it affects it. So it's huge. The warm-ups, I'll take a longer time to warm up for those type of games usually, just so I can see how the wind and the rain and whatever it might be is affecting my ball flight. I got called into it by my sister. I was a big-time soccer player, so I loved soccer. I always had the biggest leg on my team, so I would always take the deep free kicks and stuff like that, and I loved football. And my sister started doing it, and I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. So, you know, why not? Kind of became a sibling rivalry thing, and then took off from there.
Was she okay with you doing that? Was she like mad that you did it?
I wouldn't say she was mad. I think she's saw, well, especially now she's seen how much work I put into it, and I think she's really proud of me. At least I would hope so.
I bet now she is.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I kind of tried to stay away from her at that point. I figured she'd probably be mad.
She's a few years older, so you weren't competing on the same team.
No, she's 3 years older than me, so I wasn't competing on the same team, but you know how siblings are.
Thanks, Jaden.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, guys, Taiwan Malone, 20-yard line.
Folks, we have Taiwan Malone on the 20.
Oh man, how you feel? I know you missed the previous game or any play this past week. I know Coach said it was just a precaution. How do you feel health-wise?
I'm feeling amazing, you know. Yeah, last week, well, the week before, it was a little test week, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure everything go good and stuff. Played in that game, and it just felt good being out there with my guys again.
You really stepped up this year, man. How do you feel like you're playing? How would you describe it? Your play this year?
I feel like I'm playing better than I ever played before. You know, I'm just trusting the process, trusting the journey, and just keep playing, keep grinding, keep learning, and just keep executing.
I've asked the coaches about you over the past year, whether it's Larry or Ryan, and just asked about what's it like for you. They said that there was a moment like where you became just a football player instead of a baseball and a football player. When was that moment for you, and how did that change your approach to your craft here on the football field?
I pretty much say at the beginning of this year, you know, after our front four left, you know, we knew the younger guys had to step up. I knew for myself I had to step up into a bigger role, and just getting with Coach Johnson and Coach Day, just talking about what do I need to do to improve, and just focusing on what I needed to do for my team to get things done. So that's about it.
What's it going to be like to walk on senior day?
Ooh, man, it's going. Ooh, that's a good question. I gotta think. I never got asked that question. It's gonna be a special moment. You know what I'm saying? Last guaranteed game in the shoe. You know, with the Packs outstanding, playing my home team in the shoe. It's gonna be one excitement moment for me and my family.
Lots of family in town.
Yeah.
More than usual, I would imagine.
Yeah, a lot of people trying to come down for that game, especially.
Like how many?
It's hard to count right now. For right now, I know at least about like seven or eight that's coming to support.
When you think about the decision that you made to come to Columbus, everything you wanted to get out of Ohio State, and then now here you are almost at the end of that road, was it everything you hoped it would be?
Yeah, it's everything I expected it to be. You know, when I first came in, I had high hopes for myself playing right away, but obviously it didn't play out as I thought it would. You know, but to me, I just thought it was the God's timing, and just keep learning, keep grinding from the people that was before me, and just taking from their game what I need to improve in my own game, and then everything else is history.
Tate McDonald, describe the year he's having.
Man, K-Mac, man, he a special talent, man, special kind. I just say as long as he could just keep focused, keep grinding, keep being disciplined, just keep doing everything he need to be doing for our program and for him, he's going to be an outstanding player.
Will Smith Jr. stepping up as well as his backup.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see out of Will?
Man, Will just took another step in his game. He really bought into what Coach J been preaching to us D linemen as everybody needs to step up. It's never just one person, it's a whole unit, and he just really buying in on what he got to do for the team.
How do you want your class to be remembered?
That's a good question too. A lot of words do come to mind, but just the one that come to mind is historical. You know what I'm saying? Coming back from a national championship with a whole bunch of new guys that we striving to do the same thing. So just something that I feel like we could do, and we just kept being focused and just keep being disciplined, we're going to get there.
You were obviously a part of that championship chase last year, but does it feel different now that you are a senior, you are a starter?
I'll pretty much say it feels different more now because I'm playing a lot more and I'm getting with the guys a lot more. So we building that chemistry on and off the field. So it's just a good experience, you know, just be with the guys and just going out there showcase our talents every week.
What does this team have in common with last year's team, even though y'all want your own banner, et cetera? What carried over that you can feel still?
Just the brotherhood, you know, everybody coming together for one mission, one goal. Just what we talked about, and especially in the defensive room, is just dominate. You know, we just got to continue to be dominating, just continue to do what Coach Pete wants us to do. And, you know, everybody buying in together for one unit.
And what is it like to be in a season that y'all hope is as long as last year's season? You know what I mean? Just past the halfway point in some respects.
Man,
The bigger tests are coming. Go ahead.
we just taking it one game at a time, week by week, you know, improving on what we need to do. You know, we always preach it's always about us. It's not about the opponent we play. It's about how we, as ourselves, look at each other each week and the ways that we can improve each week.
One more question, folks.
You mentioned earlier Rutgers being your hometown team. What's been the 5-year experience of, like, going from living in New Jersey to Mississippi to Ohio?
It's a lot of traveling, but I'm used to it, you know, being a baseball player and growing up and stuff. I always was just traveling different states and seeing different areas. I pretty much say as long as I get down there and I can get the feel of the place I'm at, you know what I'm saying, I make anything home. You know, everybody, when I was in Mississippi, everybody was wonderful, everybody was great. I love the fan base down there, everything. And then as soon as I transferred over here, it was the same thing, so it's just home for me.
Which place has your favorite food?
Oh, favorite food? Ooh. I'm gonna have to go home. Jersey got some good food, but South do got some Southern food that's good too. Don't get me wrong. My homeboy Matt Jones down there, he took me to a lot of places over there to eat around the shop at, so it was all good.
On YouTube, the video, the real famous video of you hitting that ridiculous home run. What park was that in?
Which one are you talking about?
It was the one that went out of sight. I mean, there was when we first came around, we were all replaying.
Yeah, I'm about to say I had too many home runs. You got to be a little more specific on that. Was it the one in the Major League Stadium?
No, it was like it didn't look like a Major League Stadium. It looked like a high school field somewhere.
Man, I don't remember. I just know I had so many growing in high school. I can't remember.
What about your home run at Mississippi? Where was that?
Oh, that was at home. That was we had the beer shower and all that. That was a cool experience, man. What? I love the beer shower. That's one of the best traditions I've ever been a part of, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, thanks, Taiwan.
Thanks, Taiwan. Appreciate y'all, boys.
We were just talking with Carson, a guy who played 4 years at one program. You have obviously split that up between two. Kind of a sign of today's college football. What does it mean to do senior day here as opposed to where you started, and just how different does that maybe feel? I know you haven't gone through it before, but than maybe people in the past.
Yeah, I'm just treating it like any other senior year. Like, it's not what, school I'm more proud of or whatever, but I think it's just where I'm ending up. And as a senior, I think it's appropriate to do it here. And again, I got nothing but respect for Ohio, but I just ended up here, and it's cool to experience it here as well, just with the the vast fan base and just all the work we put in here as well.
How do you want this senior class to be remembered?
The first team to go back to back, I think, is the ultimate goal, and I just think we have a ton of goals ahead of us. So I guess only time will tell.
Is it weird, kind of like, okay, it's senior day, but okay, we still have all these goals?
It's definitely weird, because it's definitely not like a deep breath or anything like that, because we got the most challenging part of our season's coming up. So I think we're all locked in. I think we all understand that.
Do you feel like you'll take an extra moment Saturday to take it in like last game?
Oh, absolutely. Because we go out there every weekend, and especially at home, our fans, our crowd, our stadium is unreal. So obviously I'm going to miss that, but we just got to keep doing our thing.
Well, it looks like the running game is picking up. How do you know that's not just a product of the defense that you're facing?
Because in practice, you can just tell, we're operating as a unit now, and I think we just have a lot more confidence. We all believe in each other and just know that we're going to get the jobs done. So I think just the confidence overall.
It looks like the young running backs are seeing things better in the games. What does that do for you six up front blocking mentally when you see that's true?
That we just trust them that they're going to see the right hole and the right gap to hit, and if we just do our job, they're going to do theirs.
What's the toughest lesson you've learned in your 4 years of college football?
Don't take practices or workouts for granted. They all add up, and I think they come out in the roughest times. So times where you're on your heels, that's when your training comes out, and you see. We always say here, you sink down to the level of your training. So
how difficult was that to learn and accept?
Very hard. I'm still learning it. We're all still learning it. But it's just something you don't realize. You realize that after the fact, you do something, on the field that you've been training for.
How do you think that pays off outside of football down the road?
I think it'll play off a lot. Just our work ethic, the way we take on new challenges, like just adversity in everyday life. I think we're taught to handle that in ways that will help us move forward.
Well, how would you describe the focus this week on Rutgers and not that other team?
We're treating it like any other week. I haven't changed anything in my routine. I don't think I'm going to change in the future. So I think we're just taking it game by game, and we'll cross that road when it gets there.
Yeah. Thank you.
What do you think of this helmet this week at Rutgers?
Sorry.
What do you think of Rutgers, the challenge that they possess this week?
I think they play hard. I think they do a lot up front that could give us challenges, but we're watching the film and we're going to expect those looks. They do a lot of man-to-man coverages, so we're going to have to be able to win versus man and stuff like that. So we just have to adjust what they throw at us and just keep preparing.
Do you feel like you guys are building momentum, or do you sort of feel like you've been operating at the same spot the entire way?
I think we're always getting better. Day after day, like I said earlier, our confidence as a whole, I think, is really turning up a notch. Just trusting our running backs, our quarterback, the person next to you on the line, and the rest of the tight end room. I think we just get better every week, and it just allows us to play confident.
We've talked about your journey, the recruitment, going OU, coming here. When you kind of reflect now at sort of towards the end of the 4 years, is this how you thought it might turn out, or has it been rather different?
Absolutely not. I had no idea who I was going to turn out. I had no expectations or anything. Just got to show up, do your job, and opportunities will develop, and just got to take it when it's presented to you. So,
is there anything you have changed?
Hell no. No.
Well, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Guys.
Yep. Are you going for senior day this weekend?
I will not be running out there this weekend.
Have you decided what you're going to do next year, or still just kind of waiting to see on that?
Still kind of waiting to see. Obviously there's a lot of great talent that are going to be going to the league this year at my position, so that's something to take into consideration. But we'll see.
To be a part of this class with guys like Sonny and Cade, what do you want your class to be remembered by here at Ohio State?
Yeah, I mean, our class, or what's left of it, has gone through, a little bit of adversity and stuff like that. So, just to be remembered as, a great class, gave everything they had to the program. Hopefully walk away with, some hardware of our own. Will be special. But yeah, just be remembered as, a God-fearing class.
Does it mean more to you, like a game like this, knowing that at least some of the guys in your class are going to be moving on after this year?
Yeah, a little bit. And, kind of the mentality we had last year going into the playoffs where it's kind of like, man, I want to spend, one more game with these guys. It starts to become a lot more real when you actually think about the guys that will be gone this next year. So just to be able to go there and, lay on the line for each other is important.
Coach Tate brought up yesterday that none of the guys on the roster have played for a Big Ten championship. Obviously, there's the Michigan stuff still out there. How much is that all a driving factor as you're thinking about, not looking ahead of Rutgers, but just in the back of your mind as you're kind of thinking about that finality for some of these guys at least?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of our main goals for the season every year. And so I've never been, obviously. I've never been to Indianapolis, so it'll be cool to have a chance to possibly be able to go down there. But like I said, we have a lot of game and a lot of football ahead of us yet to be able to even think about that. So focus on what's next first.
It was at this time last year that Seth went down. You slid back over from guard to center. The adversity the offensive line was going through that last season, you guys losing to Oregon midway through the year. Does it feel different from last year to this year in terms of, like, just you guys were battling so much, you were going through this position change last season, and now this year you've kind of been handling business every week, dominating teams, staying on top of the rankings in the country? Yeah,
I mean, in one way, yes. In another way, no. I mean, we're not really satisfied. Like I mentioned earlier, we've never been to a Big Ten championship before. So for us to be able to have that edge of, man, we've never really done anything with this team yet in any aspect. We don't have any hardware. We haven't done anything besides the turtle. But just having that edge about us, wanting to go and prove something, for ourselves is big for us. So just have that mentality this year, kind of like how we did last year, is important.
A year later, how do you reflect on that, though? Having to replace Seth, like finding out he was going to be out for the season and then replacing him.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great opportunity. Obviously, sucks for Seth, and he was the absolute best about it because the way he handled it, I don't think anyone else would probably do the same thing. So for him to step in the way he did was awesome. And so for me to get that experience last year going to the playoffs, I think for me it was huge. Just to have that confidence coming into this season as well. But definitely feels, at least there's a level of comfortability, going to the offseason because, you can say you've been there before. But like I said, a lot of football left before you even get to that point.
I just asked Kate about this. Sorry if you covered it here. 21 guys came in your class. There's 7 left.
I know.
You ever wonder what happened to everybody?
I mean, you see some stuff online or something like that, or you'll reach out to them. I was talking to George yesterday, staying close with him, and a few other guys and stuff like that. Just seeing how they're doing, and but it's cool to keep in touch. See where they go, but it's also kind of sad. You miss all those guys from the dorms or like your freshman year. Seems like gone by, pretty fast, but. That's the way football is nowadays. So it's just interesting how everyone moves around and finds their own kind of spot.
So everyone has to do what's best for themselves.
Yeah.
But when you do stick it out at a place and here you are, how's that make you feel? Yeah, I mean, it's special. I couldn't, as of right now, I couldn't see myself at any other place than Columbus. I love it here. My family loves it here. It's been great opportunity to come down and compete and play for national championship and stuff like that. And so I think the guys who stay out here and stuck it out feel the exact same way. So it's special to kind of grow that bond together because we've been through the same adversity together. So I think that's what makes it a lot closer of a class.
Carson, what tells you that the running game is getting better and it's not just the opponents that you're playing?
Yeah, I mean, if for us even watching on tape, you can tell that the backs are running harder, they're being more physical in what they do. They were challenged this past couple of weeks to play the level of aggression. I think they've done that, extremely well. And not only them, but us, we've had to pick it up the last couple of weeks as well because, like I said, going into this stretch of games. Anything could happen. And we found that out last year with the offensive line. And so to be able to put together a cohesive running game is huge. And so for us to kind of see what that feels like a little bit, to be able to go and now hopefully put that together each game we're playing is huge.
Because it looks like the running backs are seeing things better. So what does that do for you guys in terms of mentally as an offensive line? Is it?
Yeah, it makes it a lot more fun to block. Those guys are, it's a young group. So those guys getting that experience and going out there and, running out. I mean, I don't like running, but I'm cool if it's running after one of our running backs. So it's a pretty good opportunity for those guys to, not only hit their plays and make their plays, but for us as well, because now we can kind of understand, okay, like on this block, how should I press it based on where I know where this back's going to go.
How does an offensive lineman, how do you guys decide who picks up in the touchdown, who picks up the player that scores?
It's really first come, first serve. If you can get the little hand signal of a little rocket, they'll come over to you. But sometimes you're kind of just sitting there doing this. They're not looking at you, and it's like, all right, never mind. Hit the jog back.
What was it like from the player's perspective of sort of working out what fits all the personnel, like what schemes and everything are best for you guys, best for the backs? I mean, how does that process work out from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not really sure how that works out. That's all a Coach Hart question, but we always say games are won by plays and plays are won by players. So for us to have the mentality of whatever play we call, hopefully it's a QB sneak, but if not, whatever, we'll run a QB sneak later. But whatever it is, we'll love to run it, and we're going to go put our best foot forward and try to make it happen for the coaches.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.